Welcome to the Sports Radio Music Show with me, the Gabby Cabby, on Sports Radio Birmingham, supporting B1% today at the magnificent venue that is the Boathouse in Sutton Park for a Ben Drummond Roots Fest. I'm joined, it's a bit windy round here, Ben, if you just come, that's a bit better. Tell me all about it, and you're raising money for charity as well. I want to know about you, I want to know about your charity, I want to know about what you're doing at the Jam House. We've linked up before. Okay. You're an absolute legend, you're playing a set, and you're playing with two other,
Yeah, I mean,
gigs.
I was asked to play bass on Khaliq's set and Jessica Rhodes, and that was really nice. Yeah, really enjoyed that. And I haven't done Khaliq's yet, but I know what to expect. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be proper grooves. And this festival's the second year running. It's for a hospice based locally. John Taylor, I think it's John Taylor.
Yeah,
I should know that. John Taylor Hospice. Which do a lot of good work around this area. Obviously, a lot of the acts are local. Yeah. And we're just trying to, put something back, put a free festival on. A lot of the bands give their time up for free. Mm-hmm. We supply the sound and all that. So, it's great. Isn't it? Sunday and in the middle of the summer, and which we're grooving, man.
I think it's superb. And the nice thing, the feedback that I've got talking, to a number of bands is that they actually like you playing in their band because they haven't got to follow you on stage. Because when you get that guitar, mate, tell you, you're an hard act to follow in your own right, aren't you?
Well, I write and I play, man. But there's been, today, I think before you came, we had a guy from Hollywood, California, came over, second act on Icarus Landing, had a girl, can't remember her name, the third act who was from Japan. Yeah. So we're getting loads of different vibes, and what I do, it's what I do, and what they do is what they do, and that's good, isn't it? But it's different.
And this almost comes out of the Jam House, the acoustic sessions.
Yeah,
that
a few of them come from the sessions, and then cause I still go to a lot of gigs, still meet a lot of people, and I think, well, that'd be great, come down to this gig, and this is where I walk my dogs, where I live. Yeah. So this is, for me, it's like, such a sacred place to come, it's like that bit of time in the day where you can zone out whatever the weather. So, but this is great.
And tell me about the Jam House, because that is a great venue. Mm-hmm. You do an acoustic night. Is it the last Tuesday in every month?
Yeah, that's the last Tuesday of every month. We showcase about 7 acts on the whole night. Again, free in. So instead, put down EastEnders, come out on a Tuesday night and see 7 great acts, man. And the quality's amazing.
And the thing is, when I upped up here the first time, you've said, Gab, these are decent acts. And I'm not doubting you. Mm-hmm. I've listened to, so they just blow me away. They are that good. Mm-hmm. People must be balmy not to get out and support what you do. Mm-hmm. Khaliq and Andy Bennett do it up in the Brown Lion. The stuff that goes on at the Sunflower. We've got great links in the Custard House with Gaz. The Victoria Pub. You've got the Flapper. You've got so many live venues in Birmingham. It's criminal that they're not supported more than what they are. I have to say, I have a little bit of a problem with local radio, not WM and the BBC, but commercial, and the papers as well. Mm-hmm. I did tweet up that I'd looked through the mail on Friday and I couldn't see anything about this festival.
I mean, and it has been put around, I mean, obviously by the turnout, it's been a great turnout, bigger than last year. I'd say we've had a couple of thousand people throughout the day come down here. Families, music fans, because they know what to expect, it's good. So, and it's for a good cause. Mm-hmm. So what do you do extra to get people involved, You just got to keep on doing it, haven't you? You've got to keep, doing what we're doing, but trying to make it grow and develop.
I think sadly with
you need lots of me doing things.
You do.
Yeah.
You need that.
Only one guy doing his thing, and I do this because this place is a really important place to me. Yeah. And I thought, well, put some music on and.
But they could support you more in local papers, couldn't they?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's a journalist's job. If I was a journalist, I'd be on. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Know.
But it's hard, because I don't know. News is a weird thing, isn't it? It goes deep, I suppose. So.
I'm not a journalist, I'm not a presenter, I'm not a DJ, I'm not nothing. I don't get a penny from this. I love it. I love linking up with you guys. I love listening to the music, and it just inspires me. And I can't believe that people that are actually being paid to do the job don't do that and don't get the same buzz as what I do.
Know about it. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just madness.
Yeah.
And especially in an age where they're going,
Well, I'll market this. I'll go onto Facebook, and I've got 4,500 friends, or whatever it is, and I put it out there, and I hammer it because hopefully they all see it and they tell their friends, and and then Fran does a lot of good here. The Jam House is really supporting.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It really puts its money where its mouth is with because they're rammed Thursday to Saturday with the club nights that they do and stuff, and they invest money back into nights like the acoustic sessions and market real talent. If they like it, they can use it. They put it on a night where they're playing in front of 300 or 400 to 700 people on a Thursday. They give new acts a chance to do that. That's the old school way of doing it, isn't it?
And also, you've got your own Audio Pizzo, you've got your own little media company. I've seen some of the bits on YouTube where you're interviewing the bands and that.
To be fair, I started that this year out of middle age and boredom. I thought, right, I'm going to try something different to music, still within the creative realm. And I hooked up with a guy, and we tried a few different aspects of music videos, live music videos, filming the sessions, doing some video promo for me, doing products and stuff, and I'll be honest, it's so much work, for what it is. I think going into it, I can make a bit of money here and make a bit of time, because time's the most important thing, because that's anything that runs out. But it was really hard, I had this vision because I could walk along the woods and go, I've got this idea for a story in my head, we could film this. Never, it doesn't come together like that, does it?
I love the interview with the lad, and he says, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to die trying. I thought, well, that's a great name for a band.
Die Trying.
Trying, yeah.
But I've known Ash Sheehan, and he's so, you're talking about musicians working hard. He'll do a gig up in Dublin, fly back over, do 2 clubs up north or something, come down and do a show, and then teach in the morning. He just never stops, man. I've got the utmost respect for him. He's such a grafter.
But that is musicians, isn't it? Per se, they are the most hard-working, undervalued, underrated people, I think, with our society.
Somebody said the other day, you go to a wedding, and the photographer makes £4,000. Yeah. And then they moan about a band full of like 6 people paying 800 to £1,000 for them. And they're going to do a great job, and your guests are going to remember that forever. Yeah. So it is undervalued, but it's still I think it's like the second biggest industry in the country.
Exactly.
So,
Do you know what you should all start doing? I reckon you should put your drums down, put your bass down, put all the rest of it, and start cooking. Because you'll get on telly that way if you're all
Start
cooking.
what?
Cooking. Have you noticed the amount of cookery shows on the telly, on commercial TV?
Right.
Music must be the biggest export to the world that we give.
Well, we do sessions.
Yep.
We do recording sessions, and it's different in India, for example. We did a recording session for Chili Town, and this guy's huge. I mean, like George Michael level arenas in India. Yeah. And over here, did a few shows for him, and he struggled to put on maybe a show for 30 people.
Yeah.
And that's the leap, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've done. Like the licensing law was completely different, so they paid a one-off fee, or we got our little cut, and then it was a weird one. So the export of it—that's what I was talking about. The export of our music. How do you value it? How do you value
hugely? I do.
Well, I value it personally a lot, but for commerce sense, what is it worth? To people, music and arts, because everything's based on commerce in it. This isn't like this experiment isn't commerce. It's about getting people together, enjoying music. I'm not going to sell drinks, so you wouldn't do it if you didn't sell drinks, but we would. Yeah, we do it for the same reason. I'd come out in these woods and play with 3 or 4 of my friends with a campfire and a dog.
That quite.
Yeah, man, I'd do it, man. Getting out of the house, but I'm being creative. I'm in the elements, man.
Exactly.
And we're all attuned to it, and it's bigger than money. Hello, guys. You're right. I didn't see you. Yeah, these are my neighbours.
All right, how are you?
So you should have banged me. You should throw something at me. I saw your friends here, but I didn't see you. Yeah. Do you have how long you been here?
Oh yeah, earlier.
Yeah.
We're interrupting you.
No, you're all right,
so
mate. Don't worry
about
it.
You'll be on the telly later.
Which telly's that?
Mine.
See you. Take care. See you.
Everyone knows Ben Drummond.
Yeah, they're my neighbours. Yeah. They're my next door neighbours. So So what was I on about, man?
Well, we was on about the things, because if we have a big one in Rubery Park, don't we, Cofton Park, called Fusion.
Yeah.
And the likes of the commercial radio stations get out, get on top of it and promote it.
Yeah.
They says to me, Gabby, do you want to come and do a radio show with all these, like, I don't know, it might be Jessie J, it might be all these kind of top stars?
Yeah.
My answer's no.
Right,
I'd rather be here at the proper Rooty festival because this is real music, and these kids that you're putting on are far more talented than them that are putting on a massive stage.
You know what? It's a weird industry, because I disagree with that in a little way, because I think your Jessie J's and stuff are very hugely talented, but not everybody gets to go at the ball. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, how do you level the playing field when in an industry that doesn't pay its artists as much? The artist doesn't get much. It's a bit of a puppet sort of scene still. Agents, take a lot of money. So how do you level the playing field without devaluing the whole product?
You have them artists being played on commercial radio next to
but they do
those.
They do their BBC introduction thing, didn't they?
BBC do. BBC do a great job.
Yeah.
All the BBC Six, BBC,
open up
and
doors,
the whole lot.
Yeah.
But it's the commercial, that do not play
I think you got
anything
a point,
like that. And
you,
it should do.
You've got cliques in any city where you've got people who get this funding, government incentives, get creative, kids 16 to 19. To build the confidence, to break down social barriers, all that sort of thing. Yeah. But they always give the thing to people who don't do it. There might be a singer-songwriter who does the occasional open mic night. Yeah. It's not people who are actively pushing the industry and helping others. Making waves. I've always said you can't do anything unless you can delegate and motivate people, and not for your own end, but because they want to.
But all we can do is keep trying.
Yeah.
Like I say, we're going to die trying.
Yeah.
And we're going to win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we will win because this music is so special.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Because, it's its own reward, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you got it, you wouldn't make a living doing this particularly easily. But if you can, great.
Yeah.
If not, integrate it into your life like you would healthy eating or, being part of your soul makeup.
Well, I'm having the time of my life hooking up with you guys and listening to all the music, and it inspires me. I'm almost floating down the high street.
It's great.
I really am, because it is, and I sometimes do exaggerate. But I truly am not. Because I do think that these guys are just that good.
How many people have just come out for this,
I know.
The place is rammed, people like it, everyone's vibing off it. And what are you going to do on a Sunday in the summer?
Exactly.
Your kids just broke up from school, you just want to do something special. But good to talk to you, man.
All I'm going to say is keep up your fantastic work.
Thank you, man.
We're going to cut out another show on the 29th at the Jam House.
Yeah, great.
And I'll try and get up there as much as I humanly possibly can. So it's all spare time that I do, it's all hobby.
Yeah.
Okay. So for now, top man.
Nice one, man.
Superb.
Cool.
And by the way, that bloody dog's massive of yours.
Yeah, he's a big boy, isn't he?
I would know ever still put a saddle on it and ride it or take it for a walk.
My daughter rides on him like a horse, and I keep telling her, get off him, especially in this weather. But he's lovely.
The only dog I've seen as big as that is Blind Dave's, the beast of Samwell. He's got a beast as well.
Oh, okay.
Them two are the biggest beast of dogs I've ever seen.
He's 57 kilos, he is. He's a big boy, but he was helping looking for the kid early on, so.
Right, brilliant.
Cool.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one.
Enjoy your day.
Right, cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Is that all right for you?
Hey, we've got there, mate. And up on the Sports Radio Music Show with me, the Gabby Cabby, is an absolute legend and the star of Birmingham music, Vix from Vix and the Mischiefs. But also, we've got a fuzz box, baby, and we're going to use it. Yeah, how are you, mate? This is the first time we've hooked up. I know all about you. I've heard so much about you on Adrian Goldberg's, because we've got to give a massive big up to the BBC. They support music like this. Sadly, commercial don't. We're going to get our teeth into that. We're going to have a bit of a rant. But firstly, what brings you here, and how good was this Roots festival that you have just absolutely smashed that audience.
Oh, thank you. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, the setting is, it could be anywhere in Europe or beyond. It's absolutely beautiful. And the crowds are so appreciative. They obviously love live music. They're, sitting here having a lovely family day out. Lots of little dogs and puppies. And it's like... It's craziness, really. I was thinking of yesterday was torrential thunderstorms, so we thought it was going to be, wellies and sou'westers. So we're very grateful it's beautiful weather like this and just having a really wonderful time, yeah.
And that's the thing with live events, as you say, roll it back 24. It's almost like the year of the song. You're 1 year out. You can be 1 day out, can't you, at a live event and get absolutely lashed upon, which we would have been doing at this time yesterday. But today, it's almost as though Ben Drummond, with his Roots Festival, he's brought that sun out and it's shined down on the righteousness.
Well, Ben is an absolute star. Yeah. He's a real champion of live music and an amazing artist himself. And obviously, this is a charity event, so none of the musicians get paid. But it's something that we want to support. So. Yeah, we're really happy to be here.
Right, I want to know all about Vix and the mischiefs.
It's Vix and her mischiefs.
Now,
I didn't.
Right.
They wanted to be her.
Yeah.
They wanted to belong, and I was quite happy with that.
It sounds a bit, don't it?
It sounds a little bit.
A bit
kind of mischiefs.
Exactly, a bit mistressy, a bit risque. You've got a lovely stage presence. You're a professional. You've been around. You were a young kid.
At least you didn't say I'm a pro and I've been around. I'm flipping, eh?
But you were a kid, right? International rescue and some of the fuzzbox stuff. It's a different. It's almost like a different genre that you're in today. But you're smiling when you're on the stage. You're emitting such warmth to the crowd. People can only look at you and like you.
Ah, that's nice. Well, I am sometimes aware that I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat, because I'm just very happy to be. I'm really happy to be on stage. It feels like the most natural place in the world to me. I don't get nerves and stage fright and things. I just want to perform and share that sort of energy. Yeah. And I mean, we did a lot of really uplifting songs today, and a lot of summery kind of songs. You Are My Sunshine, Keep on the Sunny Side, Pink Sunshine even.
Yes.
Which, I thought we'd throw that one in there, an old fuzzbox one. So yeah, keeping all that sort of vibes going. But we do some quite heavy ones as well, where I have seen grown men cry at some of our songs. Oh yes. So, and a mixture of covers and then originals that I've written.
Yeah. Tell me about your new EP, because you've got a new EP. I'm going to give you the $5 because I've got one in my pocket.
Thank you.
Because I want to know all about. What is there 3? There's 4. Is there 5 on your EP?
Okay. There's 3 original tracks.
Okay.
And it was recorded live at a studio called Magic Garden Studio, which is over
Legend.
Yes, exactly.
Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton. Kevin Moynihan, who is just an absolute star.
Yeah.
We get on really well on so many levels, musically and spiritually and everything else. He's an absolute brilliant guy. So we went and recorded 3 tracks there. I mean, we've only just got together. We've only been together a few months now. I just suddenly had this vision, you see. I just wanted to form another all-girl band.
Yep.
And I knew I wanted cajon in it. I knew I wanted violin. I wanted double bass, and I was going to play uke and sing. I'd done it within like a week. It was just done. And you just have that really clear sort of vision and sound in your head, and it's just like, it was put together very quickly, and then we got out on stage very quickly, and recorded the EP very quickly too. I do like a bit of spontaneity. You see, that's not dissimilar to all the fuzzy days as well. I like kind of being a little bit unprepared and a little bit, I love that spontaneous
edgy
thing. Yeah.
You don't know what's happening next, do you?
Well, I know, and sometimes I under-rehearse on purpose because I just want to kind of feel like, oh God, is it going to be all right?
Yeah.
But yes, they're a fantastic bunch of girls, and we all got on great. We love all the same music, and it's kind of Americana country, I suppose.
And are the girls all local girls from the Midlands?
Yeah, we're all West Midlands chicks. I'm a Brummie born and bred.
And also, you've got another name, I believe. Leaf.
How do you know about that?
I know everything. There's not much that gets past Gabbo.
Is it Twitter? Is that what you've been listening
No. He was on our Biscuit Boy show last week.
Oh, okay.
Paul Manel, and he was telling me all about and all about Leaf and all about Gav.
So are you one of the Biscuit Boys? Because we were in touch. Oh, okay.
It drops, don't it?
Well, I did wonder earlier, but I thought,
no.
well, I won't say in case I'm wrong. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yes. So we're actually Paul Manell and I are filming a video next week because I've done quite a bit of backing vocals. Have you heard the track?
Yeah, it's great. We played
it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
You could do your video with her.
Yeah, I know that wouldn't be as far for me to go. I've got to go down to Worcester. Oh,
yeah, I know. That's
Malverns.
the only thing. Get it,
I don't mind.
How difficult is it getting your music played these days on radio stations? Because we're going to talk about commercial versus BBC. I'm guessing you're going to be bigging up the BBC. Commercial, unless it's a certain type of, shall we say, 10 bands that won't go out their comfort zone, you've got more chance of growing wings and flying than having it played on their stations.
I feel very strongly about this, actually. I think that local radio should be local, and I don't think they should obviously not play anything else that's from out of the region musically and so on. Obviously they've got their bills to pay and they've got boxes to tick and stuff. But I can't understand why, Birmingham radio stations. We're all right with all this?
Yeah, he's fine.
Sorry.
As long as you don't run us over.
I can't understand why Birmingham radio stations or West Midlands radio stations can't at least just devote like an hour on, I don't know, a Sunday night, a Thursday night, just to local bands. If nothing else, like Kerrang did. Yeah. At least it's something. It's a place, isn't it? It's a
start
somewhere
fix.
to blooming go. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a first step on a ladder, because I think that's what's missing now. In the early Fuzzbox days, we were so fortunate because we'd go on BRB with John Slater or someone, and we'd just take over the whole show and cause absolute havoc, and it was fantastic. And it's just got more and more commercialised. I mean, thank goodness for like BBC Radio WM. I don't know where bands would be without them, but I think the most local content that seems to be on most local radio stations is the flipping traffic news or whatever. What's that about?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
So it does make me really cross. I don't understand how they get away with it, or is there some movement we can all join? Can we sign a petition? What can we do? Let's march the streets.
We need a revolution. What we need to do is stick together, join together en masses, and get that music played. It's going to happen through not commercial rap, but the BBC, yes, to a certain degree, but it's the internet. The next growth is the internet. It's almost like pirate radio with Caroline and stuff like that, about getting these real records and playing the real records. We connect with so many bands, and on all different genres. I love to hear new music. I don't belittle covers, because covers are great, and there's always a place to hear something from the Beatles, or as I've got my Jam t-shirt on. Absolutely fantastic. But if we don't play, we don't promote new, fresh music dies.
I know. I mean, have you heard about the B-Side project?
Yes, I have. I want to talk to you about that.
So that's one of the reasons why I got so involved with the B-Side project, which was looking at compiling a virtual playlist of 20 tracks that were going to help sort of promote and illustrate kind of music that's come from mainly Birmingham and West Midlands. And we didn't want it just to be sort of all the big hits and so on. Although I did suggest on Adrian Goldberg's show that we had one called now that's what I call Boston, and we could actually then just have all the hits, and that would be hilarious. But it was trying to find little gems that people would never have even known came from Birmingham and around the area and so on as well. So that was fantastic, and we did we had a debate as well at the Birmingham City University where I really got onto this subject about I don't understand why that local radios don't have to be have some real local content. I mean, I'm sure it's not just for music. I'm sure that's the same. I don't know, for comedians, writers, whoever else. I mean, but also the other thing is you haven't got. Say your local paper now. There used to be the music writer, or perhaps a few music like journalists who, and one might be that real talent scan, and people wanted to spot the next big thing. They really wanted to say, "You keep your eye on it."
That's what I want to do.
Exactly. Some people still do. Thank God for that. But so now the same guy is, and it normally is a guy, is going to be doing the food critic, the music, the sport. Leisure, everything.
Absolutely.
And so you haven't got that person going out to gigs,
No.
the whole time doing it. And so where have you got that infrastructure for people to be able to step up to the next level? I mean, they were talking about there was a grant given for Birmingham City TV.
I know.
What's that gone then?
That seems to be on the back burner. You know, I would have thought that it would have been out now. You know, and hopefully it will come out. But as I say, we're out, we're promoting, going back to that B-side Brum, and you know, it's hashtag. So anybody that's online, go on to the hashtag Big B, little side, Big B, Rum, B-side Brum.
Yeah.
I thought what you done with the way you picked the songs, I've tweeted it up. I think it's genius.
Oh,
now,
thank you.
I don't know whether you set out to be genius.
Oh, well, just naturally.
But you've wound people up. You've wound up all the Duranis. They ain't happy with you.
Led
Zeppelin fans, they ain't happy. Plant is in meltdown, right? So, but what you've done is you've created people talking about it, and that is the best thing that you could have done. Because as you say, you could have gone, right, I'll Stairway to Heaven, you could have had like A Whole Lot of Love, you could have had Gina, you could have had all the big ones.
Yeah.
I want to know the smaller songs, the other songs that are gems that perhaps are even better than the commercial hits but didn't get the airplay.
Well, also, we were trying to cover eras, genres, cultures, you know, and try to be as representative as possible, because some people have no clue, you know, the sort of music that can come from Birmingham. I mean, you pick virtually any genre, you know, ska, reggae, pop, Brit pop, indie, rock, you know, you pick anything, and, you know, Bangra, there's been amazing music come from here, rap, all sorts. So, you know, we wanted to try to do as best a job as we could. No one was ever going to be happy with it. Of course, I'd have had rules and regulations on that. By first spots, I'd have had the beat on there. But, you know, we had to come to some sort of consensus and be realistic and try and put a few, you know, killer hit tracks, and then find some unusual ones as well. So, I mean, I think there's every chance that we're going to do it again, because everyone's saying, you know, you need to do this every year.
I'm doing one.
Yeah, are you?
Oh, definitely. Biscuit Boys, we do a biscuit tin.
Oh, yeah.
Every Thursday at 9 o'clock, we do an hour of tracks from our show, and it's going to be a B-side Brum.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be my 21, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, make sure you know, link us all in, won't you, so that we all know it's going on.
Well, that's it, because Birmingham, it's a family, isn't it? You know, the music scene. I loved you having Horace Panta, because Horace is a friend of ours. Panta's picks. Horace picks a couple of tracks every week for us on the Biscuit Boys show. Horace is an absolute legend.
Well, Horace actually played bass for a while for Fuzzbots, just while we were working songs out and stuff. We got together at and Fuzz Townsend.
Okay.
At Rich Bit Studios, just knocking around some ideas and stuff like that in the early days. So yeah, it was really. He reminded me of it, and he said that Hugh Cornwell, who was meant to be producing our album, came down, and he wanted all his guys on it, so they weren't allowed to kind of carry on working with us and so on. But so he's great. He was very outspoken about Duran Duran. I can't say the words he used. He was absolutely.
I'm not a fan of Duran Duran.
Well, the thing is, I mean, they were knocked out pretty quickly because they got a singer from London. So yes, they're very much a Brummy band. You know, everyone else in. They were very big on the scene. So they could have made it on, and they may next time or whatever. But and Led Zepp again, they weren't formed in Brum or thereabouts. They were a London sort of. You know, put together in London, but really by Jimmy Page.
Yeah, all over the place, really.
So so it's not that they couldn't make it on. It's just that we had to kind of, you know, we had to. Well, we had blooming 150 tracks to start with that the public had voted for. They sent in their selfies of their pictures and voted via the Visit Brum website, and you know, we managed to just narrow it down to sort of 40. We had half an hour left.
Yeah, sure.
We're like, God, this has got to be slashed in half. We wanted all of those on. So, but it was great. It was really good to work with all those people. And Laura Mavula was involved, and she was so humble. Yeah. She was really sweet. You know, she was going, God, well, I'm here to learn and be educated. And, you know, it's like, how cool. But we were all educated. We were all inspired. I mean, Michael Sargent from the Glee Club, who really knows his music, he's a proper music lover, and he introduced us all to this artist called Jocelyn Pook. Have you heard the song?
No.
God.
No, I haven't actually.
It was like we went into this meditative trance. It's beautiful, you know, and we were that has to be on it. Okay, none of the rest of us have ever heard of her, but she's from Birmingham, and it sounds amazing. So why wouldn't you?
And getting back to this festival today, young lady from Stratford, Jessica Rhodes. Have you ever heard of Jessica? She's got a voice of an angel.
I have heard of her.
My mate Khaliq, Cal's on as well. You know, there are just loads of diverse, loads of great Birmingham tracks. and let's go back to Fuzzbox when you took over that BRMV show.
Yeah.
The way you look, kid, I'm not surprised you took over that show. You were lookers in the day, weren't you? I've seen them videos. There was always a little bit of a bra showing as well, if I'm honest, fixing your...
Well, I often just wore a bra top. But I think it was really strange. I had no concept of my sexuality.
Oh,
people
mate,
will
we
find
did.
people will find that hard to believe. I was just such a natural kind of person.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Behave yourself. I thought nothing of it. I just thought, well, that's something to wear, isn't it? And I get quite hot on stage. So the hot pants are like a bra top. I mean, what was I thinking, really? But yeah, it was.
Can I just say thank you?
It's an absolute pleasure. But I mean, we were a real band. We formed because we were mates. We weren't put together to look pretty or anything. We were friends at a club. And a band because we were always going out gigging, watching other people gig. We didn't have a band. And then someone said to us, we need a support act. It was the Bang Sisters. And we went, we'll do it. Why don't we support you? And they said, I didn't know you were in a band. Yeah, didn't you know? And then we went off to Nig and we go, we've got to form a band now, which we did on the afternoon before the gig. And that was
brilliant.
We just formed a band. Second gig, we were signed up by a local label. Local labels, good idea.
We've got one as well, Gore. We've got our own label.
There you go. Yeah. Gore?
Yeah, GAW.
Okay. Not like,
well,
Gore.
it's got teeth. It's the record label that's got teeth.
Okay.
We're fighting back, baby, I'm telling you.
You mean business, don't you?
We're having these commercial boys and girls. We're going to get on that Cal's boat and yacht and we're going to capsize it. We're taking music back.
I see.
We're giving it back to the roots. So that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about soul. It's about like what you were saying. You got this band because you wanted to do it, not because you was forced to do it, because you had that passion.
Yeah, just
and
had
you
to
toured
do
the world with that passion. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, of course we were lucky. We were very fortunate. We kind of, it was a very easy start. But then we were really original. Yeah. If you remember at the time, it was all very sort of serious male bands like Jesus and Mary Chain, kind of shoegazers. And there we were, in our colourful tutus and stuff that we'd got from the rag market, that my mum had put together, and crazy makeup and hair, just having a real laugh. Yeah. Not caring what anyone thought of us, not being kind of starstruck by anyone we met, and I guess that's that kind of went down where we were like a breath of fresh air, I suppose.
Oh, you were that.
So
kid.
Yeah,
Do you think coming from Birmingham and being a Birmingham girl band held you back? Always a bonus? London tends to get so much more exposure. I mean, you give us enough exposure, Vix, let's be honest. But in London, it does, doesn't it? They get behind it like... You were almost the original Spice Girls, but you could play your musical instruments.
Well, this is it. I mean, they used to write to us. I know Jerry certainly did, sort of saying, you've inspired us, blah, blah, blah. But we're still, Fuzzbox are still the most successful all-girl band in the UK. And I'm talking bands. I'm not talking like, exactly. Spice Girls, Girls Aloud, because they're just singing groups. And, other people kind of put them together, gave them their songs and so on. So, what was the question again? About the Birmingham connection. Well, we felt at the time, we felt it was a real positive. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. I think probably not. I think it would be much harder. But definitely back in the day, because you had that support. And when everyone jumped on board, it's like everyone was proud that we were from, Birmingham, that we were local. And that went for West Midlands, Black Country. It went for the Midlands and sort of stretched. And even like people up north, they kind of took to us because we were different. We weren't like a typical sort of London band or whatever. So we think that it helped us, and the sense of humour that a lot of Brummies and West Midlanders have got. That's all part of it. Yeah. So we were always very kind of suppose we weren't up ourselves in that way, which I think helped too.
What's the best way to hook up with you these days? I know on Twitter you're Vix Vox. Yeah. Website, Facebook.
Yeah.
How do we do
all of those things? So, either Vix Vox, down as so VIXVOX. I mean, my name's Vix, but you have to have second names on these things, like on Facebook. No. So I ended up putting, Vox, because it's short for vocals. Yeah. And everyone thinks now I'm called Vix Vox. I keep getting introduced as, but it's quite cool, I don't mind. And then Vix and Her Mischief. So on Twitter, Reverb Nation, Facebook and so on, that's up there. And then our website is www. and then just vix.uk.com.
And what's next on the horizons? Apart from doing your video with me mate Paul Manel, what else is there for Vix? Where you playing?
Well, as we've only just sort of got together and we've thrown a lot of gigs straight in front of ourselves. We haven't really actually spent much time kind of working anything out or rehearsing, which is kind of how obviously I like to do it. We're going to just have August off.
Sure.
And then we've got things like Stourbridge Folk Festival in September and so on, so we'll carry on from there and get the EP out. We do have signed copies of the EP, but it's not actually, we haven't put it release it, so we've been deciding all of that as well, which is the best way to do it, and there's been a few offers of deals and stuff. To be honest, I think we're just going to do it ourselves.
I would,
because the deals end up absolutely rubbish, especially by the time it ends up on iTunes and so on anyway, and they take the lion's share, and Spotify. It's absolutely disgrace. I mean, that's all got to change as well.
So that's why I love talking to people like you that have done it. You've been signed. There's a lot of bands out there that go, we want to be signed up, we need to be signed up. You actually don't, do you, these days? And you can do it yourself, and that's probably the best way, because you can do what you like and you're not restricted to what the record company will allow you to put out.
Yeah, well, there's awal.com, which is artistwithout-a-label.com, and you've got people like Prince and Beck, huge artists who use them. So I think that's I think it's 15%, and at least that's a little bit more reasonable than 50, 60. So so I think we'll just keep it homegrown for now. Good. And see where we go. And I want to finish writing a load more songs. I've got absolutely stacks, but they're not all finished. So I'm going to spend a bit of summer finishing off all my songs.
How long does it take you then? I mean, you say you started. I know musicians that start when they're 13, and sometimes when they're about 40, finish a song off. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I'm guessing there's no real time to do it. It's like anything, it's just natural. It's like a river, it flows down it.
Yeah, I mean, I never worry about drying up like as a river. I never worry about that. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I know lots of other, I teach songwriting, because I do music mentoring and everything as well. So I never, there's other techniques you can kind of go to, but I don't even really use them, to be honest. I could be driving along and I think of a little line, I stick it in my phone, just sing it in there, or, on a beautiful day like this, could easily inspire you to have a title or something. So I've always got lots of ideas on the go, whether that's scribbled down in, nice songwriting book, whether it's on my phone and so on. So it's just a case of right, which ones shall I actually nail down now? So, but sometimes it can happen immediately. You can just sit and write a song and it's done.
Well, the wind's getting up.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm going to move on. I'm going to let you go back to your mischiefs.
I think it might rain, do you? Look.
I'm hoping not. Well, I'm going to get a fiver out and I'm going to give you one.
Oh, thank you. Steady on.
We're going to leave on that one.
Mimi, we need another CD, please.
Cheers. Thanks, Vix. Superb.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Top.
I used to sneak out of my parents' house while they were fast asleep. I was counting the money I'd saved while they were counting sheep. I don't know how much it costs, and I don't know how long it takes. All I know is I gotta get to you before my heart breaks. I gotta get to you, however near or far. Gotta get to you. I gotta get to where you are. I gotta get to you. I'll travel sea and land. I gotta get to you, all the way from Birmingham. The days rolled on and the years passed by, and we went our separate ways. But we never forgot that yearning, and we never forgot those days. Still we'd meet up in the most unlikely time and place, and it was worth every sleepless night for the look upon your face. I gotta get to you, anytime, night or day. I gotta get to you. I gotta find a way. I gotta get to you. and I gotta get to you. All the way from Birmingham. Of our own, but still I like to find the time to get you all alone. Our kids are at that age now when they're trying to push their luck. We better lock the windows so that they don't follow us. I gotta get to you. I'll find my way somehow. I gotta get to you. Oh, I gotta have you now. I gotta get to you. Any way I can, I gotta get to you. In Tipton, all the way from Birmingham, England.
5 minutes.
Joining me now, everybody knows that voice on Sports Radio. It's my brother and soulmate, Khaliq. You're here today at the Roots Festival. You're going to absolutely smash this stage. I'm looking down there. You're telling me about your dog, Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Yeah, long-legged staff cross with a Bull Mastiff, an English Bull, and a Rhodesian Ridgeback. Lovely temperament, lovely dog.
Yeah.
And then there's my stepdaughter down there. There's another one here, and there's the missus. And Gab, what can I say? It's an honour to see you again, kid. And what a setting!
And it's great, isn't it?
It's a lot of people in there, lovely stage. Yeah. On the right hand side you got the lake, what a backdrop to do a gig. Got the sax player coming, the harmonica player. Got Ben Drummond's going to play bass for us today.
Top drawer,
and I'm dropping a couple of new ones today, so we'll see how it fares with the crowd. I'm sure we'll be alright, man.
Tell me about those new ones, and tell me, are you doing the one with the pen? Where you get that
I'm
guitar
doing that today, yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I bought a felt tip. I bought a big thick felt tip, especially for today, man.
Honestly, people think I'm having a laugh, but you don't. You actually do play your guitar with a felt tip pen, don't you?
Well, what it was is when I was a kid, I was always thinking about that saying, "The pen is mightier than the sword."
Yes.
It's always been in my head, and I wrote songs for years, and it's just been in my head. And the one day I was doing that support with Simon and Oscar at St Helens.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Simon, I was having a laugh with him, and I went, I had this. When you get excited when you're talking to people, and you start running away in your head, and you say something daft. Well, that thought came in my head, and went, sorry, I used to have this thought, that, and I just said, and he went, well, don't you write a song about it? So, mad thing happened. He walked out of the dressing room. I stayed in there, picked up my fucking guitar, and it come like that straight away, down, and I thought, I got it. And then I tried it, no word of a lie, right there at St Helens in front of their crowd, and they loved it. And I played it with a pen.
Yeah.
And then it made it more.
What did Simon Fowler say to that then?
He loved it. Obviously, he loved it, didn't he? I think I probably made it up. I probably wrote it years ago and come up with a vlog, but no, that's how it happened. And then I'm using the pen because people look at it. Yeah. Bit of a gimmick in a way, but it just sends a message home that the pen is mightier than the sword. And playing it with a pen, you get that percussive kind of sound on your guitar. I mean, a big pen's no good. I mean, a Parker's normally all right.
Been happy with a cartridge or a fountain pen, haven't you? Or one of them things like, the old Inkwell ones.
No, they're no good.
No, absolutely. You've done stuff, haven't you? Like, we're going to be hooking up with the Brown Line, because we're going to do another show with you and with Andy and with Matty and all the guys. But this is slightly different today. You put on a festival not long ago with Bar Beacon, didn't you? Tell me all about it.
The Bands on the Beacon?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a great gig. That's put on by Glenn, I think it's Buglass or Buglass.
Okay, yeah.
And he put us on there. It's a really, really nice event, and I think the 3,000 online tickets went for it. It's a free festival for Walsall. That's the highest point the Bar Beacon is in Walsall. And I've lived in Walsall for most of my life.
Yep.
So it was nice to go there and do the gig. It was a good gig. It was, really good response from the crowd and stuff. And I had Jamie Little on the drums for the first time, which was kind of cool because he's one of the best drummers about. So I mean, like now, Khaliq's, Gabby's evolved. I've got my band and that, but I've got so many bands as long as Khaliq, which is me, is on stage, you'll always see a different group of musicians with me, and every single one of them absolute brilliant, and they really know what they're doing. So you'll always catch me, and my gigs will always be a little bit different, but the key thing of it will be that theme and that thing inside it, that line to the Beatles and to the Stones and all that, coming all the way through to Paul Weller and back to me. Because that thing, you'll hear it through everything I do.
And the Stone Roses as well, and one of your mates played with you at Warsaw as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was another festival you done, wasn't
he didn't come and play at the Bands of the Beacon. He played at the Carmel
That's
Village.
What I'm saying, the one before,
That's Aziz, and it's superb. Well, I'll give you the album with the one I did at Depp.
Yep.
And it had Unique.
Zen.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And you got Dalby Ratan played, but he plays. Well, I don't know if he plays now tablets for Weller, but he's played on loads of Weller's recordings.
Oh God.
So it was
Literally.
really nice to have him on mine and that.
22 Dreams, God.
He's on there, isn't he?
He's the one that says it, because he don't actually sing God. He says it in Punjabi.
All right, because
I says, was that in, like what Jesus talked? Aramaic.
But Arabic, it's like,
Aramaic, wasn't it, Jesus? And I says to him, was that Aramaic? No,
that's the language, isn't it?
He said, no, mate, it's Punjabi.
That was Punjabi, what he was saying.
That's why he done it, because Craddock couldn't speak Punjabi, apparently. Well, I wanted him.
Well, imagine if Craddock could. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There'll be too much talent in the lad then, won't there? There's enough anymore already. He can't be speaking Punjabi. He's going to have to leave that to me.
No, absolutely, mate. But again, you're so busy. Let's have a little bit of a shout for some of your other ventures, because there's not a night that goes by when Khaliq and Andy Bennett are doing stuff in and around Birmingham and Solihull and helping young kids get on a stage and producing great music.
I mean, that's one of the key. You've got to give something back. You know, we ain't massively famous. Andy's obviously he's part of LCS, and he's got his own album coming out. He's recording, and I've got a new one coming out, which I have to tell you, whoever listens to this, my new album is
The Dogs.
It's The Dogs, and it's one of them albums that I don't even think I actually recorded it. I think it was somebody else, because it's one of those special albums that I'll probably never will surpass. It's the one. So you look out for it when it's ready. It's got, Steve Craddock's on it, Andy Bennett's on it, Sammy Rogers, Ben Drummond. There's loads of top people on it. But the songs are the key, and the songs that I've wrote over the years for this album are going to show everybody the full sides of Khaliq.
Have you put Songbird on this bloody album for me now?
Yeah, well, you're going to be even happy now, Gab, because there'll be an album version of Songbird.
I love that song.
There's a single version of Songbird.
Yeah.
There's an acoustic version of just me and Andy Bennett doing Songbird. So there's 3, and someone's probably going to do a dance remix of it just for the dance sets, you know. So there's going to be quite a lot of versions of Songbird because it's such a great song on the album. But there's some hidden gems on that album that are, in my opinion and other people's opinion, taking the crown off Songbird, and that's saying something, ain't it, kid?
And what's that one that you sing like you end up with That's Entertainment?
Way back home, that is.
Great tune that is.
Yeah, Liam wants to do something with that. I think I'm trying to get him on there, because I'd love to do some stuff for little Liam. I really like him. He's a really good kid and really talented artist.
But again, that's what I'm saying, and like you're doing all stuff with Gav, Vix and the Mischiefs. Vix that was formerly in Fuzzbox. I've just interviewed Vix.
Yeah.
She's like with Gav there. So another massive big up to Gav, because that geezer's a legend, you know.
Yeah, man. It's I've got to take my hat off to him, because the new album, the way it's shaping up. I'm telling you, it's reminiscent. You'll hear some of it, and it's like Van Morrison, and I mean like Van Morrison. The other day, it was yesterday, I had Andy Bennett round, and he played me some of his new tunes, and let me tell you, they are phenomenal. Little Love and Hole in the Road, the sound and where it's been recorded in ways, it sounds fantastic. Then I put him some of my new ones on that I've been doing at the Magic Garden, and he got blown away so much by the one. He says to me, do you remember the recordings of Bob Marley when Scratch Perry and all that stuff happened, and then this new stuff, and the studio took it in and it becomes something, and it was just amazing? He went, he went, that's what your stuff sounds like now. Now that is a fucking compliment and a half. And just the day before, we were doing a gig together, this bloke walked in, I finished the song, he walked over, shook my hand, and he went, I have to tell you this, son, I just seen Paul Weller at Warwick Castle so many days ago. I'm the biggest fan of Paul Weller, but I've just heard a lad who is, to me, exactly like Paul Weller, and I can't believe. And I was like, mate, you can't say that because Paul Weller's like a bit of a god to me, and I look up to him. So, and I love his songwriting. I've been listening to him since I was a kid, and I ain't a kid now. So it's been quite a lot of years I've been listening to Weller and seeing how he evolves and stuff. And I really, really respect the bloke, and I just love the way he writes and he sings. And he went, mate, fucking hell, you're the new Weller. Now I can accept that. So if Paul is listening, no disrespect to you God for me, like, but you know, at the end of the day, I am the new Weller.
I'll tell you what, Cal, we're going to leave it on that because we're going to be hooking up soon. And you know, you can come into our Biscuit Boys any Tuesday when we record the show that goes out on a Wednesday night. But I have says to Biscuit One, there's more chance of Khaliq get it. Well, there's more chance. There's more chance of me growing wings and flying and getting him out of bed at that time in the morning.
No, because on the Monday it's the brown light.
I know, that's what I'm saying to you.
And if I
you don't get home till 1, do you?
No, I wish.
No,
1, that'd be good. That would job.
No,
but I can do the next. I can do this Tuesday coming, the one after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I'm not having a late one. I'm trying to. Do you know what I mean?
You and Andy Bennett not having a late on the brown line. Do me a favour. Yeah. Yeah, the sun ain't shining either today.
It is, isn't it?
You better factor up, mate. Cal, for now, go and smash it later, boy.
All right, mate.
All right.
So much has been going on in my life for so long. In my mind, I find this piece of love that we left behind. And I wanna find the sun. I wanna find the sun. Share with everyone. Love you so much right now, like a rainbow chasing the breeze. And I love you so much right now, like a river chasing the sea. And I know in my soul love is gold. In my mind, I find love is gold. It's an exclusive.
Sports Radio Birmingham, covering the Roots Festival.
Keep it real. Joining me now at the Roots Festival, a young lady with the keyboards, absolutely brilliant, great performance. Tell me about yourself and tell me all about what you do and how people can connect with you.
My name's Shelley Quarmby, and then obviously a singer-songwriter. I have a website which I have to spell it for you because it's Shelley without an E. Okay. Quarmby, which is QUARMBY.com. And connect with me through, things like Facebook, Twitter, all those kind of things, SoundCloud, or my website's a brilliant way to go.
Do you ever feel like changing your name to, do you remember like Elton John? He changed it to something that was really simple for people. But the nice thing about your name is, when they get hold of your name and they spell it, they'll never forget it.
Hopefully. It's everybody always asks me if it's English or not, because I was born in South Africa, but it is actually English.
What part? South Africa?
I was born in Johannesburg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it is actually, there's a little village called Quarmby, so when I go up north and do gigs in the north, like Harrogate, places like that, there's a little village called Quarmby in Yorkshire, so they know exactly how to spell it and who and I am.
And is that where you're from? Was you born around that village?
No, I was born in South Africa, as I said.
Yes, of course.
I say heritage, English heritage thing. My dad's grandfather, come down from there at some point. My dad's from England, so around the Midlands. So.
Well, I've got, my wife has got relatives in South Africa.
Oh, right.
You sound nothing like them. You sound like an English rose.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I've been here for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I'm older than I look. No, but I love doing these things. Ben's a great friend and a great musician himself as well. So love playing. I've been playing around for a while, and so this is just what I do. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about Ben Drummond, also synonymous with that young genius's name is the Jam House. Do you get involved with the acoustic sessions?
I do, yeah. I did his actually very first acoustic session back in, I think it's 2009, December it was. I'd just come back from Canada actually. I'd just been sort of living and recording and writing in Canada, in Toronto, so it was nice to get back in. It was a nice way of getting back in the scene actually, and Ben's been great for that, just promoting Midlands music as well.
How difficult, apart from people like Ben and the internet that do play music, especially local music, how easy or how difficult is it at other radio stations to get your music out there?
I'd say it's pretty difficult actually. It is pretty difficult. Internet radio stations have been better.
Yep.
They're great, and I think that people should start listening a lot to internet radio. No offence to the FM.
Well, I take offence to the FM because they don't do the job we do in the internet world.
Yeah.
We play, we connect. I think your job as whether you're a broadcaster, whether you're a disc jockey, whether you're a presenter, whether you're into music per se, your job is to find talent and listen and think, blimey, I like that, I want to play that record, and not have somebody say, do you know what, I agree, but we can't play it because it's not on the playlist, and they actually haven't got enough money to get onto the playlist, and that's the sad part, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really sad, and I think that's a message actually for fans of music as well, is that they've got to look for it and they've got to find it as well. I'm a massive fan of lots of people that people have never heard of before, and that's because I follow them and I seek out music that I like, because I'm a music fan as well, because we have to get inspiration from places, and and it's not always the big artists who we're inspired by. I mean, there's a couple of friends of mine who've just played just on before me, actually, Driftwood Store, and I've had them at a house party of mine when we've done house concerts and things like that, because I've seen them at festivals and I've gone, oh, you're amazing, I love you, can you come and play for me? And I think that's great. I think things like this and mixing with other artists is really the way to go, and fans and artists mixing together is even better.
Really. Festivals are great for that, because when you've got a gig and it's your gig and it's just you're either on the support slot or you're the top one. You've got what you're going to do. Here it's more relaxed, people are down, you're milling around, you're talking to people, you'll do half as many hits as you will songs and tracks, so it's more looser and it's great, and this setting here in Sutton Park is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely perfect, and I hope that the fans appreciate that. I hope fans of good music appreciate, that they're in wonderful surroundings as well as having this great music as well. So it's great for us, and it always gives you a little bit of a buzz as well, a little bit of a pick-me-up, because we go through a lot of times where you think, oh, why am I doing this? What am I doing it for?
Every day.
Not every day.
I do.
Pretty much every day.
I do.
But, so when you get a little, a little thing of somebody just giving you a good pickup, it's great. People often think that musicians. I was one of those people who never went up to speak to people after shows and stuff. And for many years, I never spoke to. As a fan, as a music fan, not as an artist. But because I was too scared. I was like, oh, they're the musicians, you can't speak to them. But we love it. We love people to come up to us because it means people are engaging. And a few years ago even, I used to get hits on my website or people buying CDs from me after a gig, and I'm thinking, I had them on my night, you should have come and spoken to me because I was there, you know. So, but it's great, everybody's got their own means, and it's great that there's so many different platforms for people to get music from nowadays, and there's actually more now than there used to be.
It's great, Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
What is your Twitter handle? What are you known as on there? How can I start following you?
I am just Shelley Quarmby on there, just SHELLYQUARMBY, and it's M. I always used to say when I was little, M for mother, not N. Yeah. Not M for Nelly, M for mother, BY.
I thought she was really good.
That's the voice of Khaliq at Khaliq's the Ledge.
Yeah.
You know, does loads of stuff with us.
Yeah.
And what's next for you, Shell?
Next, hopefully, I've been putting off recording for ages. I've got so many new songs that I want to record, and I'm working a little bit with some people in Austin in Texas, and hopefully going across there again. Again, it's funding and things like that we need. So the more people can buy my CDs now, the better, you know. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back next year with a full-length album and doing a little mini tour on the back of that.
And where can people get your CDs? Where can they buy your CDs from?
You can buy them directly from our website, or from CD Baby is the other distributor we go through, and also it's online on iTunes as well. I have an EP out there called Change, so if you search Shelley Quarmby, Change.
Have you got any with you now?
I have, yep.
Yeah, I'll buy one off you.
Okay, brilliant. I'll give you one.
Oh, thanks, Bab. We've only just met as well. Right, Shelley, for now, thank you very much.
It's been lovely.
And good luck with everything that you do.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank
Bye.
you.
You're holding out, still running on empty, with half of a bittersweet victory. How far you gonna get? Are you free? Move on, just leave me. We all say we wanna change the way we live our lives, the way we compromise. We all give out our hands but never understand why we live and learn for nothing in return. You're holding out, still running on empty. I'm always hearing, looking to the future. But if we're gonna change, why not start it from today? And the bitter reasons of regret are never an excuse to abandon and to use. You're holding out, still running on empty, with half of a bittersweet victory. Change to do, not change your mind. Leave your change, not change your life. We all say we wanna change the way we live our lives, the way we compromise. You're holding out, still running on empty, with half of a bittersweet victory. How far you gonna get? Are you free? Move on, just leave me. Change to do, not change your mind. Leave your change, not change your life, change to do not change your mind. Leave your change, not change your life. You're holding out, still running on empty.
Wicked, brilliant, awesome. That was 3 comments I just heard from people as we were passing to get this little bit of a radio interview with me, the Gabby Cabby, on Sports Radio Birmingham, on the Sports Radio Show, with, I have to say, the wonderful Esther Turner.
Thank you.
Now, when you said the Jacksons,
Yeah.
do you mean the Jacksons?
Like the Jacksons, obviously minus Michael, but
No, I mean, yeah.
but yeah, it's in September. I go to the Isle of Man. It's their concert at the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
I'm doing a radio show with them, and then I support them at their concert.
Right. I followed you a little bit because Birmingham Unsigned Artists on Twitter.
Oh, Birmingham Unsigned, yeah.
Yeah, it says like, because they do. Will you like this page? Like the page. Love the page. Mm-hmm. I think you're super. It's the first time I've booked up with you today. I looked at you on stage. You're smiling. You've got a great presence about you.
Jolly.
Your voice. And you performed a song, a favourite of mine. Not the favourite. My favourite's all Paul Weller, to be fair.
Paul Weller.
But I liked Perfect. And that's what you were today.
That's really lovely. Thank you. Paul Weller's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, Paul Weller. Paul Weller's goddess.
Everyone's covered Paul.
And also, you're the little girl that busks in Birmingham. Blokes take the tops off in front of you, don't they?
Well, I just have a tendency that happens to me a lot, and people do the box splits in front of me, jumping into the box splits, and get some funny things busking. It's good fun.
So that's the thing, isn't it? With music and that, 1 minute you're like all the way with the Jacksons, and cutting right,
and then I'm busking
in Birmingham in the streets. You've got an accent there. I think you're more kind of like Wolvo, Warsaw, Black Country way than Birmingham, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm from Black Country mainly, but I go into Birmingham town.
Yeah.
It's a massive town, and New Street is packed all the time. So, Birmingham's busker.
Is it a Dudley? I'm getting more of the twang from there. It's like the
Halsowen.
Halsowen, Dudley. I ain't far off.
Dudley.
Yeah.
I'm from Dudley.
Yeah. So tell me about yourself and tell me about your music. You played a lot of covers. You got people up on there dancing.
Yeah, that's great fun.
But you write your own stuff as well, don't you?
I do. I've got 2 albums on iTunes.
Okay.
My first one is 10 tracks of my own songs. It's called Dreams. And then my new one that's pretty much coming out now, it's my Ninja album.
Yeah, I've seen that about Ninja. What's all that about?
It came across my cat, basically. I've got a ginger cat, and I always used to call him Ginger Ninja. But then someone said to me, how are you busking in... It was snowing. And they were like, how are you busking in the snow? You're not freezing. I said, well, I'm a ninja. And it sort of caught on, and I quite like this ninja theme. Yeah. I get really cool stuff as well. Someone sent me in the post a phone case with ninja on the back of it. With a ninja S. That is wicked.
It's a great little marketing tool, you know.
No, it's really good fun.
Have you thought about dyeing your hair ginger?
I have. I've gone orange once, but it dyed.
Because, I mean, you literally could be the ginger ninja.
You
know what I'm saying?
Well, I definitely could, couldn't I?
You know.
I consider it, yeah.
When you look at that gift horse, like, you know, take it sometimes. You've got to use whatever you can to get it out there, and that's a lovely little angle. How do people get hold of your music? You said that it's on iTunes.
I'm on SoundCloud also.
Yeah, I know you are.
I've got a few covers on there, but mainly I've got Dreams on iTunes at the minute. Yeah. And then you need to look out for my Ninja album that's coming out on iTunes.
Will it be coming out as a hard copy as well?
Yes, I do sell CDs when I'm busking or at gigs.
Are you selling any today?
I am, yes.
I'll buy one off you.
Brilliant.
Yeah. What one you got for me?
Dreams.
Brilliant. How many songs are on this?
Oh, 10 tracks on that one.
I'm sorry, all 10.
They've been played, a few of the ones have been played on BBC Introducing also.
How important are BBC Introducing? Because I'm guessing commercial radio isn't, but they do play your music.
Yeah, that's it. It's the name, I think.
Yeah.
And then also just a way people do listen to it. I mean, me and my dad listen to it in the car.
Yeah.
And hearing all these local artists that I hear on WM and things. It's pretty good. It's a big step, I think.
So as an artist, and you are, and there's so many. I'm mucking up with Jessica who introduced us kindly. I said to
she's
Jessica,
great.
a word. Oh, her voice is fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing. So
soulful.
Yes, and effortlessly hitting the notes.
And on Twitter and on YouTube, so important for kids like you.
Yes.
Only a few hits. Only of her song. I listen to that. Takes me into another, like, blimey. There's dogs all over the place.
Everywhere.
I hope they're friendly. That's the thing, I've been in it's almost a forest. Sutton Park, great venue, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. I've never been here before. I think my dad has.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you can get lost. And I think last year a few people got lost. But no, it's singing to that view as well with the lake. It's a lake, isn't it? Lake,
yeah.
River, pond. No, the lake is just beautiful and it's massive. We had a little trek up to the boathouse.
And Ben Drummond, how did you get involved with Ben? Did you go up to the jam house and did you do his acoustic sessions as well?
I was desperate to meet Ben. I've heard loads about his events and things.
Yeah.
And so my friend told me that he was gigging somewhere and that he has artists play as like a little open mic afterwards after he's played his set. And I thought, God, I've got to get to that. And then I met him, and he was obviously at that time doing things to the LG Arena.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's amazing. And then he got me a set at the Jam House.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Ben. I was desperate to meet the guy, and then I had to go meet him.
But it is, between Ben and between others. I mean, Chris Johnson does loads of stuff at the Sunflower, does it at the Victoria.
Yeah.
At the Custard House, we're doing things at the Custard House where other bands from out of Birmingham are coming in. We got Birmingham artists that are playing there. It's so important and so integral to the growth of music, certainly in this area, to have people doing that and doing this. Because if you don't and they don't, where'd you gig?
Well, that's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Keep music live.
Exactly.
Really, I know guys that go around everywhere. Like they've come here from Birmingham, from Household, and supporting live music just to listen to the acts that they enjoy.
You can't beat live music.
You can't, no.
It's brilliant.
It's awesome.
I'm going to say thank you. You have got the loveliest smile.
Thank you.
Out of every interview I've ever done, you haven't stopped smiling in this interview.
I've had my braces off a month ago.
Okay.
And now I've got pearly whites and I'm so excited because I had them on for 6 years, the braces. Now I can't stop smiling. I'm a very jolly person as well.
Are you always this jolly?
I'm always this jolly.
Brilliant.
Especially when I eat bananas. I've recently discovered I had banana cake.
Yeah.
And I went fully hyper. Like, I'm hyper anyway.
Yeah.
But I had the banana cake and I was away, had banana cake and hot chocolate, and it was brilliant.
So you don't need alcohol, do you?
No, I don't drink though because of the singing.
Yeah.
But unless it's New Year's Eve.
Oh, well, there you go. There's always that, isn't there?
There's always New Year's Eve. Yeah. Or my birthday on the 18th. On your 18th birthday, you gotta have one.
I remember my 18th birthday. That was many, many years ago. About 32 to be precise. And time flies, so enjoy it while you're young. The specials once on one of their albums started. Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. And young lady it is. So go and grasp everything, get the experience and go smash wherever you go and play, mate.
I'll ninja the world.
Essa, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate, thank you. Brilliant.
I'm a little out of tune, out of character. I thought that you wanted me when you held me head down out of sight. You never came back, you never came back. Then I saw you plain as day, plain as anyone. I thought that you'd say hello. When I said hello, head down out of sight. You never came back, you never came back. But I get the feeling deep down you've got things to hide. I don't know why. And I get the feeling deep down that you've jumped the gun. I got one more shot. If I shot up to the skies, would you turn around? Do you pretend it's nothing, 'cause I see it in your eyes that you can't forget the things you said, the things you said. Let me just elaborate, so I'm making sense. You said that you fell in love, so I fell in love, head down, out of sight. You never came back, you never came back. But I get the feeling deep down you've got things to hide, I don't know why. And I get the feeling deep down that you jumped the gun. I got one more shot. If I shout up to the skies, would you turn around? Do you hear me now? Or pretend it's nothing, 'cause I see it in your eyes that you can't forget the things you said, the things you said. If I shout up to the skies, whoa, oh. If I shout up to the skies, whoa, oh, oh. No, I don't fall easy, but I fell for that. The things you said, the things you said. Don't you turn around my feelings, boy. No point dragging it on and on and on and on and on. Don't you turn around my feelings, I get the feelings deep down. You've got things to hide, I don't know why. No point dragging it on. I get the feeling deep down, deep down, deep down. If I shout up to the skies, would you turn around? Do you hear me now? Or pretend it's nothing, 'cause I see it in your eyes that you can't forget the things you said, the things you said. If I shout up to the skies, whoa, oh. If I shout up to the skies, whoa, oh, oh. No, I don't fall easy, but I fell for that. The things you said, the things you said.
Hold on. Right, it does help when you turn it on.
Hello.
Driftwood Store.
Driftwood Store.
We've been there before at the Jam House in Birmingham.
Yep.
That's how we'd hooked up with each other.
Yeah.
You'd only just started. That was a great little set that you played today.
Yes.
Thank you.
How did you enjoy it, and how have you progressed since probably about 3 or 4 months ago we met each other?
Well, I suppose one new thing about the set was that we swapped instruments this time.
Yep.
So Che is now violining.
Yeah.
Which is nice for me, because I get to sing some songs and
You
someone
get
make
to,
it.
You get to. Well, it means ultimately we're aiming probably to add a bit more of a Celtic
like duo violin
twist to
some of the old Celtic folk songs.
Yeah, I think we're not quite 100% sure where it's going. Where it's going yet, because we sing in choirs, do classical music and a little bit of everything, so we're not quite sure.
We're just having fun, I think, at the moment, and then you settle on your niche after a lot of.
Catherine's still busy at uni, and so we just kind of.
Isn't that the best way to do it?
Definitely.
Go and have fun, play your music, write your music, do what inspires you, and do something that is you, because you enjoy it, you're there.
I think audiences can tell when you're doing something that is coming from what you've built on,
or whether you're just going through the motions.
Or just doing something that you think they want to hear, but they actually will enjoy it if you're enjoying it. So I think that's the philosophy behind what we do.
And this is a great little festival, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely. And it's only around the corner. I just live a couple of minutes away, so it's great. There's not all that much going on this side of this side of Birmingham, so it's really lovely to see that they're using the park. What a nice place to.
No, absolutely, and it's nice of Ben to invite us back, and I think it's good of Ben because Ben's always helping out and doing things for charity and whatnot. And
that's. I think that kind of makes it a bit more sweeter when you know that you're actually helping.
Yeah, that's all going to a good cause. But I think you knocked onto something quite important, because there's been a bit of stick, hasn't there, in the local press about Sutton Coldfield being a bit
up your own arses. Well, you are, ain't you, to be fair? You are in Sutton. I mean, Royal Sutton.
I know, like, that's a bit silly. I'd rather them spend some money funding things like this, which there seems to be a lot happening down south and in the centre of the town, but
there's nothing going on.
There's nothing going on. No, nothing I'd say was particularly cultured, and then this is starting to happen.
Yeah,
it makes me happy.
Well, because recently we went over to Lichfield, didn't we? And they had a whole week-long festival on. There's so much. You know, it's
there's
only
a food festival, a classical music festival, a rock festival.
There's just so much going on. But Sutton, it's I think in the press it was described as a middle-class bolt hole where people shut themselves off.
Yeah, I think that's fairly accurate, isn't it?
But then you get things like this today, and it's like there's some hope. There's some hope.
Yeah, there's some hope.
And it is such a fantastic park. And all joking apart, Sutton is a fantastic area as well.
Yeah,
and it could do with doing more for the music scene.
More for music, and I think more for young people in general, I think.
Yeah.
And there's loads of musicians just twiddling their thumbs and or leaving and going, halfway across the city to play when they should be able to play.
And it's a very affluent area to support things like that, isn't it? And Sutton, there's a lot of wealth around Sutton.
Yeah, and people want to support arts. I know quite a lot of friends' parents that would hire us for ridiculous amounts of money, and it's like you don't need to do that, but I suppose let's take it, let's encourage that kind of support, definitely.
So what's the easiest way to hook up with Driftwood Store? Twitter account, Facebook, website?
It's Facebook.
Just Facebook at the moment. We're quite lax with it, like I say. I think because we're still toying around with everything.
You're very laid back, ain't you?
It's not so much laid back. It's like we
want to be able to present something.
Because we're sort of all over the place. We're not really very on top of things. Like hello, here we are.
This is who we are.
It's still kind of. But Facebook. If you go on Facebook and look up Driftwood Store.
You might have to look a little bit, because sometimes you get like a legitimate store that sells Driftwood.
California Driftwood furniture.
That's not us.
That's not us.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
And just do your own thing and be your own people. Exactly. And enjoy it.
Awesome.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Enjoy the rest of the
Thanks very much for your time. Cheers.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye bye. Cheers.
Sports Radio.
Louise Petit, welcome to my office by a tree in Sutton Park on a stage that you've just been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Demons, sharks, dark. That's what it said to me.
Yeah.
Tell me about your music. Tell me about where you're from. You've just demolished the set. Because literally you've taken all your music, all your drums, all your kit, all that's gone home. Jessica Rhodes is due to start. They're setting up. So tell me all about you.
Well, started it all in Birmingham actually, kind of about 3 years ago. Started playing some open mic.
Ukulele?
Yeah, I did do ukulele and a couple of little sets in Birmingham. I played the Bull's Head in Moseley.
Moseley, yeah, great venue.
And I met a guy who's here actually, Jimmy, and he's a drummer. And he said, I work at a studio in Birmingham. Come along, I'll introduce some people. So I met a mandolin player, a bass player, and we started jamming together. And it's something I've never done before because I'm not kind of classically trained in anything. Yeah. So I just pick up my instrument and play my songs, but I couldn't tell you what key they're in or what notes they are, just play them. And then it just kind of spiraled, I guess. I played with different people, and some people left the band to go do other things, and other people arrived, and it's turned into this now, which is our 3-piece, and we've just released our album like this. So
now I'm going to buy that album. We're going to play it on our show, on our Biscuits In, on our Biscuit Boys, and our Sports Radio music show.
Brilliant.
The drummer reckon that he's the brains and he's the beauty. That's bullshit, isn't it? It surely is, Louise.
Brains and beauty. Oh, mine, I don't know. No, I mean, Tim and I have been playing together for kind of 2 years. He's a drummer and he's a really good guy, and we've got real chemistry between the band now, the 3-piece. So I'm really happy with the setup and the way it's all going. We've got, they're brilliant at harmonies, and so I'll just play something to them, and suddenly it's a song that's as I'd hear it in my head, but I can't do it on my own, kind of thing. So they're brilliant.
A lovely, massive double bass that I could almost hide in.
Yeah, tell you what, I've got in the case before. It can be done. Yeah. I mean, and we've always set out to be an acoustic band. You know, I've always played acoustic guitar and ukulele, so it means we can just take everything out. And even Tim with the drums, he's just got a cajon that he sometimes just uses.
Handy they are, don't they?
Yeah. So it just means we can set up anywhere really. We can play in a cathedral with unplugged and or all plugged in like we were today. So
now talk me through a couple of your songs. The last one, Demons, bit dancey, as you said. The one before, you must have had a time in your life where you were almost at a crossroads, and you wrote that song. You must have done that from someone that's watching you for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what I got from you.
Yeah. About 6 years ago now. 6 years ago, I was going through a really tough time, and it was 4 years ago that I moved area. I used to live down in Surrey, and I moved entirely, and everything changed. So it was as you'd expect, I guess, for songwriters, kind of the breakup of a relationship. But it was pretty heavy going at the time, and I suppose I wrote a whole load of songs at that point when I moved up to Birmingham 4 years ago. And that's when I started writing, kind of became really obsessed with just getting everything down on paper, all that I was feeling at the time. And it was that set of songs that I wrote in that year that drove me to go out and play the following year. And then that was 3 years ago today, so, well, not today. But.
Every grey cloud, there is a silver lining. Obviously, through a breakup, you're writing from a dark part and period of your life.
Yeah.
That sometimes is the best time to write music and write lyrics, because it somehow to me seems to mean more because you're in a really, really deep and dark place.
Yeah, well, it's like a therapy, isn't it? I guess you know, it's your music, art, whatever it is you do. You know, I'm writing because it's not because then it doesn't get stored in my head. It doesn't stay up there. It's out on paper and other people can hear about it. And I've played at places where other people have come over and said, you know, wow, I've experienced that. I feel like I know what's going on in that song. And that means a lot to be able to reach out to others and, you know, they feel like someone else has lived through this and got through the other side and they're all right.
We've all lived through that. We've all had times in our life. Life is like a journey. It's like a train journey or an aeroplane or a car journey. And at different parts, people jump in and jump off. That's the way it is, and we learn, and we have heartbreaks, we have happiness, we have joys, we have sorrows.
And a lot of
we have everything.
Yeah, a lot of my recent songs have been about the happiness that I've experienced in the last year. So, Happy Man that I played is about my husband currently, and
hey, you don't sound very confident when you're saying currently.
no, okay, that's
better.
Can you edit that? So it's about my husband now, and so is Plastic and Glue, which is a love song about when I met him, and he's an amazing guy, and we've just built a life together, and suddenly things are. But thankfully, I'm still able to write. I think I thought that when things started to get good, it would get really difficult to write. I was like, I don't need therapy anymore, and I won't have anything to write. But thankfully, he's really encouraging, and you know, he wants nothing more than to see me doing this because he knows it makes me happy. So,
but you're writing from the other side of the coin, which was tails earlier. Now it's heads. Now you're on the up. Louise Petit, is your name Louise? And is it because you're not very tall?
Good question. No, it is like that. It is my real name, although now I'm married, so it's changed. But I'd already used it for so long that I thought I'd keep hold of that for my songwriting and my career, and
Surrey, I have to say, I mean, like, to me, Paul Weller is God. He's from Woking in Surrey. Whereabouts in Surrey were you from?
I wasn't from there actually. I was from Staffordshire originally.
Oh right, I've seen one of us.
I've always been up here, but I went down there for uni and lived there for 8 years. And then came back to my roots, and now I'm in Henley-on-Thames, so I'm kind of I'm flying back and forth. I can't decide what to do, but we're up here quite a lot to play. We've got a gig on 2nd of August at the Orc Cafe. And then we're doing something for Women's Aid in Birmingham the following week at the Custard Factory. So
great venue.
Yeah, so it's I think it's called Alto, the event, and it's set up to promote, you know, women in the arts and stuff. So we'll be playing a set there as well. So.
Superb, because women today, you've had Esther on, you've had yourself, Jessica Rhodes.
I'm
a massive fan of Jess. There's like told my mate Khaliq, mate, you've got a right hard act to follow there with all these girls before you. But you know, it's been absolutely superb.
Yeah.
And festivals like this are great because you meet friends, you get different music, CDs, you watch people, talk to people, and that's what music is all about. You know, different influences and finding yourself at times.
And you know, things like this. Ben's put it on, and I know I've known Ben for a long time. He played at my wedding, and he put me on at the Jam House when I was doing it solo and stuff like that. And so he's been supporting new music in Birmingham for years and years and years. He deserves an award. And then there are other people in Birmingham that seem to kind of get all the glory. If you like, but they're not necessarily introduced. They're really picky about who they're. Whereas Ben just gives everyone a go, and he puts on things like this. I mean, it must have been bloody hard work doing all this.
I promise you, it is hard work. It is difficult, but when it works, it's great. And he's had the sun, he's had everything. So many smiley faces, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Finally, how do we hook up with you? SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, website.
We've got all of them. We've got everything, but our website is the most accessible, and it's got links to everything else. It's louisepetit.com. Nice
is
and easy.
there an E on it, or is it like Petit that played for France?
Yeah.
It's the IT in it.
Like So louisepetit.com, and it's Facebook /Louise Petit Sings. Yeah. And on Twitter, I'm just Louise Petit. So and SoundCloud and YouTube, we've got all of those, but like I say, there's links to all of them on our website. All our gigs are on our website. You can buy our album on our website. Everything's there.
I'm going to buy your album now. What Manic Pursuit you were married to, was it, by the way?
No.
Right, Louise, for now, thank you very much, and have a safe journey back to Benny-on-Thames. I went round there 4 times when I was a taxi driver once.
Really?
I was having a job to Reading, and I come off the motorway. It was a nightmare.
It's a bit of a nightmare.
The geezer said to me, "Do you know where you're going?" After we'd gone round like where they have the regatta about 4 times.
Yeah.
I said, "Mate, if I'm honest, I don't."
No. You're lucky it wasn't the time of the regatta, because you'd have never got around here.
It's very busy around there, isn't it, that time of year? Yeah, brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
Sorry if I fed your ego. I really didn't mean to hurt. I hope that life gets better now. I hope you're over the worst. And these are the things that I wanted to say, you wouldn't listen to me on that day. My tongue got tied, but got knots inside. Sorry if trouble keeps knocking. Life won't leave you alone. I hope that when the anger leaves you, something good can start to grow. And these are the things that I wanted to say, but you wouldn't listen to me on that day. My tongue got tied, got knots inside. So please stop your hating, don't waste your time.
tongue-tied, she says. You're talking to Gabba, you're talking to your mate.
Yeah, chitter chatterbox, Jess.
Jessica Rhodes. How do you not sell millions and millions and millions?
We need you to be our management company, don't we?
I'll be your manager. I will sign you up yesterday to our record. I think you are absolutely
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We hooked up first with at the Jam House.
We did.
And we had a great little conversation.
Yep.
And you said, I hope you like what I do.
I know, because that was before you'd even heard us, actually, wasn't it? So it was a bit of an awkward, like, do you like us? I don't know if you like us. But
I have done so many interviews with bands when I've never heard them. I don't know who they are. And I go, you're joking me? Wow. I didn't see you that night.
Yeah.
Because I was so busy going up and down into my back office and talking to people and interviewing them. And then I thought, right, I've got my cards. I'll look up with them, get onto Twitter, Jessica Rhodes UK, Jessica Rhodes HQ, have a look at it, and like, don't need you. I'm going, what a song.
Oh, man.
Don't need you.
Thank you.
Who does not need you?
Oh, cheers, man. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. We've just finished off. Well, the audio for our album is now done, and that's one of the tracks on there. It comes out a little bit different live. It's a little bit more downbeat, and when it's on the actual recording, it's kind of our dance/dubstep inspired song.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit gritty, a little bit more grungy than our normal stuff, I would say. But yeah, fab track. I do love it. I really do, and I'm glad that you like the live version on YouTube at the moment. So.
I thought, seriously, I was watching the audience, everybody. Eyes focused, going like wow.
Oh man, thank you very much. Cheers, man.
Because you're energetic.
Oh, bless you.
I'll be honest, before you, I was never particularly really into keyboards and that.
Okay. So you weren't into a piano sort of Billy Joel?
I quite like the piano. I like Paul Weller with the plays the piano, but I do prefer the guitar. But you can't tell me eyes off you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You seriously are that good.
Thank you.
And I know that you've got conversations with record,
Yeah.
If you need me.
Thank you.
Seriously, we'll put it on our go.
You guys have been so supportive for us over Twitter, over all the social media. Really, big respect to you all. Every artist and musician I find, I'm like, send them your way, because actually, if you guys are good, they'll promote you and promote you and promote you. So thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it.
We just do what certainly we and I feel that's right. I think it's an actual criminal offence not to play some of the people that I link up with and hook up with, and I'm like just going, I don't believe how much talent there is in the music industry that I'm looking on the Twitter feeds and that and like sharing it. It's only been like 500 views of this. I can't believe it.
But I think the real sad thing is, and when you get into this industry, people tell you from the start, I really hope you're not planning on making a lot of money out of this, because it's not here anymore. I mean, the 80s boom happened, there was millions and millions of pounds thrown at music, and now actually the cheaper it is, the better it is for people for businesses to make money off. So actually us going out as a 5-piece band is not economic. Going out one person with a backing track is better, but for us the joy is in the live performance. The joy is that I don't actually know if people are watching me, because I'm so involved in what's happening around me that's what's enveloping my mind. And for us, I mean, we'll be probably not that wealthy. Well, hopefully international stardom, of course. I want world domination, really. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be in this industry unless you can go home at night and be quite happy just doing what we just did.
And that's what everybody does. That that I talk to, that I interview. But I look at you as an act, because you are an artist, and you have everything. Some people, like you could almost be a model.
Thank you.
You could.
Thank you.
I don't know if you do any modelling.
I have done some occasional.
So that doesn't surprise me. I see it. So I'm looking. I've got a model on a stage who plays this piano, keyboards, things, and is into it, proper, energetic. The voice that comes out is one of the greatest soulful voices that I've ever heard. I'll tell you what.
Wow, thank you very much.
I'll say to him, sign this girl up tomorrow. Because I'd love to.
Thank you, that's massive. Thank you so much, really. The support that you guys have given, and I mean, it really does make a difference. in order to make this album, we did 2 years straight of cover band stuff. I mean, we're still in our second year now, so we've not been going long. I finished uni only 3 years ago now, and it's just been a case of we want to get to where we have our own album. Doesn't matter if anyone buys it, so we've got just about to that point. Once we release it, the next stage is, okay, who's going to buy this, where's it going to go? And the saddest thing is that it's all down to money. It's all down to how many people can see you on an advert, how many people hear you on Radio 1, and that all involves backhanded business deals with music, record labels and stuff like that. We wouldn't like to go in that route, but unfortunately we don't have all this money that we'd like to have. So I mean, sponsorship is a massive issue as well. If anyone wants to pledge some money to us, we are definitely not going to say no. And hopefully we can get on an independent music label that really appreciate the artists that they have and are really into live music, because it's one thing that we think just needs to be there. There's the energy that's involved that, like you said earlier, people take note of live music. People aren't taking note of a backing track. No. And it's no matter whether you're consciously aware or not about music, you will feel the energy of the person giving it to you when it's live, and you won't feel that when it's a CD. And I think that people need to become more aware of the fact that live music is a different, complete entity to music in itself, and that recorded music is fab, and having tracks and sample this and auto-tuning that is great, because it makes music, a broader place where everyone can be involved. But the skill is getting on stage and performing, and that's where you make your money, where you make your chops. That's where you become who you want to be. So that's what we love the most, really, and it's also where the most pressure is.
Tell me about the album. When can I buy it? How can I buy it? Because you played some tracks off it today. They were funky, stomping tunes.
Oh, cheers, man. Thank you very much. It's one question that we get asked a lot, actually, and it's one question that irritates me the most because I'm my own boss. So actually, the answer is when I bloody go around to it. And it's not that at all. We've finished basically all the master tracks. We've got 10 tracks in the album, about 40 minutes of happiness. We're happy with that. Next is the visual side. No, I'm not a visual person, so the artwork for me and my partner Luke.
Trust me, kid, you are.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. So we're just getting all the pictures done to that, getting the artwork done in Holland, getting it back down, and once it's done, the next plan for us is to go straight to an indie label that we have a couple of connections with in London. They are really into live music and like that idea that it should be completely that way. That would be our first choice. If we get with them, it should be a case of almost not a free ride, but they have the distribution, the contacts for all those things, so you will see it on iTunes, Spotify, etc. If it's not that way inclined, if they decide they're not having us this time round, Luke and I will do it ourselves regardless. So it will take a little bit longer. You might have to wait a little bit longer for the album, but it will be done completely off our own back, independently, printed by us, sold by us, and we'll get it up everywhere we possibly can. So watch this space, basically. Keep in touch.
Know that we will play.
Thank you.
All day long.
Thank you very much.
Now, you've got 2 on Twitter, because I have to say as well.
It's a bit confusing.
No, I have to, because it's like Jessica Rhodes HQ. Jessica Rhodes. But if you search, you put into a search engine, have you done it, Jessica Rhodes?
Not recently.
What happens? A porn star comes up.
I swear, you're so right. As soon as I know, as soon as we decided on the name, because actually it's from Rhodes, the piano, like a keyboard, like Alicia Keys. Did it? Yeah, bang, bang, bang. Looked it up on Google, and I was like, oh my days.
It's true, isn't it?
She's not Jessica, but she's close enough. So basically, anybody who's good at search engine optimization, you want to help us out here a little bit.
I know.
We get some interesting feedback from that.
I'll sell a few records.
I was going to say, if nothing else, we might sell some records for the wrong reasons. Hey, everything's money. But yeah, jessicarhodes.co.uk. It's currently under maintenance. We're going to be going up soon, so there's a holding page there. If you want to email us, you can get it from there. And there's also a Facebook link there as well. So come and join the club.
And you're local. You're from Stratford, aren't you?
Stratford-upon-Avon. I was born and raised in Scotland, but all the boys. Yeah, I was half German, half Chinese.
Oh, you really?
I'm a proper mixed breed. I am. But all the boys were around Ulster, Stratford way. We've got a couple of lads from Birmingham. We use the greatest guys, like you say. We just played with Ben. Ruben, our guitarist, is fantastic as well. Ollie, our drummer, is actually a cousin of my partner Luke. So we're a bit of a family sort of base, the trio. And fantastic. Really amazing places to play around here, and amazing countryside as well. I would not like to be anywhere else. Midlands.
It's great in here as well. How loud are they?
Yeah, they're cool about it.
Yeah,
really
it's getting proper distorted.
Oh yeah.
It's like superb. Loving what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Any help you guys need, seriously, we'll back you.
Well, thank you so much.
At our level, as much as what we humanly
Appreciate that,
possibly
man. Thank
can.
you. I really, really do. I mean, I might even be able to, I have to speak to the powers that be, me. I might even be able to get you a sneaky preview from the album, so we'll see what I can do.
I'd love to, because I'll play it for you.
I know you will as well, so definitely, man, I'll get on it for you.
Jess, give me 5, man. Superb.
Thank you.
Quality.
Thank you very much.
And keep believing in your stuff. Even if people tell you no, you're the best, man.
Thank you so much.
Just keep driving
thank you
forward.
For the support.
You will get there.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks you so much.
Thanks for your time. Cheers, mate.
Way down about what you got. You're unhappy about what you're not. It's the same any other way. Scam is only one fool's play. It's the same any other way. Scam is only one fool's play. Only one fool's play. Only one fool's play. Only one fool's play. Or will you come around again? Or will your selfish ways cover your violent sins? Don't build a wall to stop me looking in. The only way you were looking was from within. Or will you come around again? Or will your selfish ways cover your violent sins? Don't build a wall to stop me looking in. The only way you were looking was from within. The only way you were looking, it was from within. The only way you were looking was from within. The only way you were looking, it was from within.
Joining me now on the show Test of the Circle. Come on, you come up to your car, because this is what we do.
Yeah, okay, we walk and talk.
Exactly. With my shows, it's all about raw,
Keeping
it's
it
all
real.
about organic, it's all
Keeping
about
it real.
real music.
You might hear the beep of the car as I open it.
And it is Tess from Test of the Circle.
Yep.
We hooked up before at the Jam House. Sadly, my card run out and we couldn't do an interview.
We had a technical hiccup, didn't we?
Yeah, we're always having technical hiccups here with the Biscuit Boys and our sports radio music projects. But tell me all about what you do. I know that you've had play on Radio 2. I know that, introducing in BBC, do great stuff. Commercial radio, not so much. You've been round the block, you're old school. You were telling me earlier you've done like 3 gigs this weekend.
Yeah,
we've
done 3.
So hard, you guys.
We've done 3 bits. It'd be our 3rd. We did 2 yesterday in Camden. Quite funny because we did one inside. It's this venue. It does. You do 2 gigs in one day in a beer garden, and then you do the next one inside in their venue. It's a big old room, no air conditioning. So we were just sweating and sweating and sweating. And then they had this. What we didn't know is there's a big stage light show going on behind us. We hadn't even seen it. Yeah. And we looked at the photos, and like a Happy Mondays gig. And but we were all just bucketing like, it was unbelievable. But yeah, no, we've done some stuff for Bob Harris on Radio 2. We did a session with him in December. He's a big supporter. I think Janice Long's probably been our biggest supporter on Radio 2. She's been amazing. Very, very connected to Birmingham music scene as well. But she played pretty much every single we've ever done, I think. Yeah. So we've been very lucky. I mean, off his latest album, it's only got 11 tracks on it. I think 7 of them have actually had an airing on Radio 2 on the various different shows.
I mean, that's good.
Which, I mean, we couldn't ask for more. I mean, what can you ask for, And we've just completed our 10th BBC radio session. We did for Radio Oxford. BBC Radio Oxford was the last one. So we really... I don't know. Different bands have different experiences, but for us, the BBC have really sort of, took notice of us and helped us out as much as they can. So
I would certainly echo those words. With Edge, you've got tails, you've got 2 sides of the coin. Commercial radio, what have you done on that?
There's not so much. I mean, when I did my first album. Back in 2010, I was just called Tess. Yeah. And then I added a band around me, and we changed the name to Tess of the Circle. Yes. And the new album's called Thorns, but before Tess of the Circle Thorns, there was Tess, and the album's called Magpie. And when I did that, Absolute Radio picked up on me as an emerging icon. Yeah. But it's a lot harder with the commercial radio. The BBC, I think it's almost part of their mandate to go and find people. So what you'll find is the BBC are very good at it, and shows like yourselves are very good at it. Yeah. but you don't get so much from the sort of commercial, particularly the local commercial radio stations. But the internet ones, are brilliant. And I tell you what, you never second guess it, because I remember we did an internet radio show in Ashford in Kent, and Amazon sold out of the CDs the next day.
Blimey.
That day, and it was. It had to be that because we hadn't done a gig for two weeks. There was nothing else going on because we get it all tracked.
Yeah.
So I never underestimate anything. You never know where anything leads to. I just embrace it all, really.
And the thing is, with what you're saying is, if all the stations, all the musicians, all the internet people join together and listen to the shows and almost ignore the commercial, that's just all the commercial pap. As I call it, you're going to get listened to. So your future in your hands, and collectively it is a bright future, because that music can be heard, will be heard, and the radio, there's more internet radio stations and shows coming on air as well.
This is the hard facts of it all. I mean, what we do, we're a kind of acoustic rock act. I mean, we're influenced by Led Zeppelin, Jeff Buckley, people like that. And we also put some grunge in there and flamenco in there.
Yeah.
So we hopefully appeal to a lot of people. So what we do is we try and find different radio shows, like niche radio shows. Yes. If there's a grunge show, they might like some of the grungier tracks. Folk shows like some more folky stuff, and we appeal that way through individual songs. But what we found is that you really got to sort of just go out there and talk to anyone that's keen on music. Because I tell you what you guys are doing now is invaluable, because it's much worse than it was, in some ways better, in some ways worse than it was 20 years ago, because there used to be 500 albums a month being released, and now because of iTunes and people can record something in their bathtub and put it up, it's 5,000.
Yeah.
So you need somebody to go out there, if you're a keen music listener, and do a bit of spotting for you and go, well, you should try this band, like John Peel used to do.
Exactly.
But now it has to come from multiple different formats, and the BBC is good at that, the internet is doing that, the commercial, there are a few good stations out there, but basically it comes down to that. You have to sort of find people whose opinion you trust.
Yeah.
And that's and if they keep playing the kind of music you like, you're going to listen to a band they recommend.
Have you got any CDs that I can buy off you today?
Yes, we've got some CDs. We can sort that out. We're really proud of it. Last time it was called Thorns, and it was produced by a guy called Chris Potter, who did the Urban Hymns record with Bittersweet Symphony and Lucky Man and all that, with the Verve, the Verve album, and he's done a cracking job on it. And I mean, he really took us under his wing, because we're obviously not with a major record label. We're distributed through Universal, but we're not. We have to pay for the album ourselves. So he really took us under his wing, and we found a way of fitting it around his other schedule. But it sounds like a very polished, expensive record, and it's done in about 2.5 weeks. So.
And where are you from? Where are you based, Tess of the Circle?
That's a bit of an interesting one, really, because you can probably hear there's a bit of a Birmingham accent.
Yeah.
A little bit faded over the years, because it depends who I'm talking to. It changes, because I actually, believe it or not, grew up in Sutton.
Okay, yeah.
But I lived here for about 15, 20 years, and then moved away to. I went to university, and then I moved to London, and then I moved to Kent, and now I live sort of in Oxfordshire.
Yeah.
But I was just saying on the way down here, I didn't realise that I've never played a gig in Sutton Coldfield.
Right.
And I lived here for 20 years. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
I've gigged all across the country, and I've never played in the place I grew up in. It's weird.
Great place. Absolutely is weird. But it's a great place to play, isn't it? It's a great venue. Ben Drummond puts on some fantastic.
The guys at A to Z of good music. Yeah. Everybody here today. In some ways it's quite stressful to watch it, because you're watching it going, oh God, these guys are good. Oh no, these guys are good as well. And these guys, I like it, and I'd rather feel a little bit like we have to raise our game.
Yes,
and that's a good feeling to have. As opposed to if you're sitting there thinking, oh God, what we signed up for here. Yeah. But Ben knows his music, and I mean, he put us on at the Jam House, which is where we met.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going back to the Jam House the end of this month on 29th, Tuesday the 29th. To do another session.
Yeah, do another show.
I think we're doing a full drums this time.
Okay.
Because our drummer's playing today.
Yeah.
That's a squeaky bike for anyone listening in the background. I think we're doing a full band session for that one as well. If Ben rings me about anything, my answer is going to always be yes, because he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
the lad knows what he's doing, so, you know.
And that's it, innit? Without people, and I keep echoing it, but without people like that and people like you, and, you know, it's...
And yourself.
Yeah, you know, I guess at times it's easier to just be a covers band and go and do that, because I would assume there's a bit more money in there, that people know the music.
Yeah, you have to put 4 or 5 years into be able to earn the same kind of money that you could put in with 3 months of getting a covers band up to a spec.
Yeah.
You know, a decent covers band could pull in 500 to 2,000 quid a night, a decent one.
Yeah.
You know, if you're talking that kind of money for originals, you know, you've really got to put this, and you've got to have a lot of luck. You've got to get, you know, do the BBC stuff like we have and all the rest of it. And even then, you know, it's hard work.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a passion thing, you know. Yeah. I don't think any musician, if I say it to anyone listening in radio land out there, any musician is doing this with dreams of, you know, what the X Factor shows you. That bears no resemblance to reality. That does not happen anymore. And even those kids who are getting ferried around in the limos, etc., that all gets charged to the account and gets put on their loss adjustment counts, and they end up saying, "Oh, you made no money."
Yeah.
And 4 years later, they walk away from a career with absolutely nothing. So, you know, I really, you know, my advice went out, and we get it quite a lot, because, you know, people ask us with the radio stuff we've done, you know, how did you get to where you got? And I always say to people, you know, just go out and play.
Yeah.
It all sorts itself out.
Yep.
You know, people pick up on you. Just go out and play. You know, it's almost don't think about it. Just play with your heart and soul, and the rest of it kind of sorts itself out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really all I could ever say to anyone about it.
Enjoy what you're doing,
Yep.
and I enjoy what I'm doing.
Yep.
I love it. I think all these people in this industry are absolutely brilliant, and hopefully one day other radio stations will play music, because that's what radio is there for, to play back of the net songs that I keep hearing on a daily basis.
Yeah. Oh, there's some great musicians out there, absolutely great musicians. But, you know, just pick your music venue wisely, and you'll see some, you know, great music, as simple as that. You know, the cover bands are out there as well doing what they do, but, you know, I mean, you know, we did a festival the other day, but it was a mixture with cover bands and originals, and it gave the audience a bit of a. So I'm not totally anti it, because it gave the audience, gives the audience a bit of a break.
I agree.
Gives them a bit of a break, because you know what? Sometimes we get asked, you know, to do a headline slot, and they go, "Well, how long do you play for?" And I say, "Well, I'll play for an hour and a half if you want us to." But in reality, with original music, if it's a crowd that don't know
I
you,
agree.
half an hour, 45 minutes
is enough.
Is enough.
Yeah.
You know, and even then, you know, we might show them a cover or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's a place for everyone, but, you know, you got to have it in your heart. You got to love it.
Absolutely. Finally, either way, it's Tess of the Circle.
Yep.
Is that as it is on Twitter, Tess of the Circle?
If you just type in on Twitter, Tess of the Circle, we come up. That's our biggest fans walking past. Youngest fans, probably. And then you've got on Facebook, it's Tess of the Circle as well. And then there's obviously just tessofthecircle.com. But if you put the name into Google, it usually all comes up. There's a couple of YouTube
Khaliq.
things.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Khaliq.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear that, you know the boy's on there.
Yeah. He's on. Oh, I was talking to him earlier.
Yeah. Something to say. Great venue.
Yeah.
Great gig.
Yeah.
Great lineup. Loving it.
Yep.
Let's go and watch Khaliq together.
Yep.
I'm going to buy one of your CDs, mate.
No problem.
Cheers. Thanks, Tess.
Always
Cheers, pal.
up for a chat, mate.
Lovely. Thank you.
Ta-da.
Say what you want, what you came here to say. Just take a moment in time. All of the reasons I tried to explain, all of the truth that we left behind. I wanted you to run, I wanted you to come with me. I wanted you to run, 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 far away from here. And I know the fears that we tried to escape, I hold that sorrow inside. In a moment of madness, let's go there again. All of the reasons we tried to hide. I wanted you to run, I wanted you to come with me. I wanted you to run, 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 here to say, just take a moment in time to run.
Final word with the man of the moment. Your set was cut short, sadly, because there's, these things they overlap, don't they?
But apparently a kid went missing earlier.
So these things happen.
Everything had to stop, and obviously you've got to find the kid. So they found the kid, and that made everybody's set time get cut short. So I went from 45 minutes to 20 minutes, which is all right still. The crowd absolutely loved it. They heard, some of them have only heard the songs for the first time. They've never heard me before, and they were up there. They were singing the choruses with me straight away, jumping all over the tunes, and all ages. So, yeah, result.
And 4 brilliant songs. You couldn't have picked better songs.
But imagine, I've got 9 written down, and they've gone through to 4, and they're looking at the set list, the harmonica players looking at it, I've gone, it's changed, because it always bloody changed. I mean, it's not my fault, remember, it's the first time, it's not you.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'll just shout them out, and we'll do them and I'll look at the crowd and see which one, and how to build it into the last one.
And you finished on Songbird. Jessica Rhodes was standing by us. Jess loved it. I told her all about the Brown Line with you and Andy and what you're doing. Link up, get up there. I think she's a phenomenal artist. Some great artists here today.
I mean, Songbird to me stole the show.
I just think that is just one of the greatest songs that I've ever heard. And I do. I exaggerate, and I know I do. And people say, Gabby, but I was saying you 2 songs recently. Sheer Inertia by Steve Craddock. I went to bed with that on my head, and I woke up still singing it the next morning. And the first time I hooked up with you at the Brown Lion, we were standing outside. It was about 12:30, 1 o'clock by the time you lot finished. And I've got astral projections. The next morning, I've put it onto my car. I'm going, Songbird, where's Songbird? Woke up this morning, baby.
Well, the mad thing is, it's a Khaliq song that did that to you. And Khaliq's actually played guitar on Hammond on Songbird.
I know.
And that version, I did play early in the car, didn't I?
You did, you have, you had outside,
and you
thought,
as far as you and Stuart Jennings and lots of others were concerned, it's ready to rock and go. But it's not ready yet. When it's ready, it's going to be, I mean, it's a 2-chord song, man. That's all it is. And basically, all I'm saying is, forget the 3-chord trick, man. 2 chords, and you're there. If you can drop a 2-chord song and it's got a hook and a melody, and something about it, which this song really has, then it should do well, man. I mean, it does well every time we've played. I mean, like Al just said to me, I've got to say something to you. I went, what's that? He went, I've never had a bad gig with you. I went, because the gig is about everybody, the crowd, the band, but most importantly, the person who's fronting it.
Yeah.
If that person ain't got what they need in them to do what they're supposed to do, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
And every time I play, for that moment in time, I've become Khaliq, and after that, I'm back to normal Ham. Ham's not a bad lad either. It's all right. It's kind of cool.
But man, I tell you, and little Liam has got you sorted. He's got you sussed on that Khaliq Songbird. You've got a little tune before the Songbird, haven't you?
Way back home. Yeah, there was a little taster because little Liam heard it. He says to me, "Can you record it? Everybody will love that." And I said, "I will do." So I put a little sneaky thing on a video. So he thought it was that tune. So he started playing the video, and it went into Songbird, which killed him really. So he was gutted. It went into Songbird, but it's a song called Way Back Home. When I play it live, I do a little tip off to Weller.
Exactly.
And put a bit of that entertainment in there. And I mean, I've said before, but I've got Weller in high regard as a songwriter and a performer and musician and all the rest of it that he does. So that was a little tip hat off to him. But that song's a really great song to warm up the crowd. And it's one of them songs, the lyrics about it, going back home, they resonate with everybody in the world. Everybody who's listened to that thinks that's right. I'm going back home and it's going to be kind of cool. And that's what it is. And all the songs I've ever heard with going back home or something about getting back to your roots or something, they've always been great songs from the heart, and that's one of them. So yeah, that's, and these will all be on the new album. There's 16 tracks already done. It's going to be 22 tracks. So it was going to be a triple album, but it's going to be a double album, and I have to say it's going to be one of the most fantastic albums I've ever done, and I think it's going to be one of the most fantastic albums when it comes out of that year, and I'll stand by that.
I can't wait.
Cheers,
We're talking about going back home. I'm now going back home. I'm finished. I'm hoping I'm going to find my car. It's somewhere in Sutton Park.
No way.
And I tell you what, you wouldn't think I was a black cab driver because my sense of direction's fucking awful. So I'm going to be probably about 2 o'clock in the morning walking around this damn park looking for my car.
Do you want us to drive you down?
Have you got room in your car? Well, you ain't got room in your car, mate. You got the dog, you've got the kids, you got the whatsies. No, I'll be all right. I've got to go down there and hang a right and look for I think Hartop Road or something like that.
And I have to finish the interview by telling you that Sutton Park is the biggest urban park in Europe. So happy hunting, Gabby, for his fucking car. Yeah.
So if I do get out of this park, I'll see you tomorrow night.
If not, I'll see you next year. I'm on next year.
Let's have a last little chorus. We say good night. Thanks for listening. God bless. Let's go out with Songbird. Can you sing it to me?
Woke up this morning, baby. Jumped out my coffin. He's a crazy life. Ba-da-ba-da.
Ba-da. Ba-da.
Looked out my window, brother. It's getting raining all night. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. That'll do for today.
I'm looking for a rainbow.
That's obviously Gabby singing.
I'm looking for my damn car. I'll see you later. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Ta-da. Cheers, mate.
Firecracker smacking back along a lost and lonely track. Cause I think I've been trapped inside the web of my own truths and lies tonight. You may be lost, you may be found, a fleeting foot on changing ground. So pick a spire and throw a stone, you won't need no direction home tonight. Find something, lose something, build something, break something, move something, shake something. You might create something right. So please drink from my broken cup and please read from my open book. I don't need much but the same thing back, so please say you can grant me that tonight. Something, build something, break something, feel something, fake something. You might create something right. It's not a sin you've given and you had no choice but choose to win or lose and sit outside the game. Watch it spin again tonight. Say something, steal something, pay something, feel something, fake something, move something, shake something, love someone, make something, you might create something right. Into when you lose the things that made you, you are skewed. The glittering goals that eat at you reside but don't ignite in you tonight. Something, build something, break something, hear something, say something, steal something, pay something, feel something, make something, lose something, shake something, love someone, make